Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. I am back, okay, with another Xscape video, okay? I know we all really over it for real, but girl, we gonna be in the know until we ain't in the know no more. Understand that, okay? So I just finished listening to an interview that LaTocha Scott did with Rickey Smiley morning show. Y'all know Brat was also on that show, and Miss Girl definitely kind of got grilled in my opinion. So I want to get into the details of what that interview entailed because she addressed a few things, and an apology also came with that. But let's go ahead and get into it. All right, right out the gate, Rickey asked, where did all of this drama come from? Okay, LaTocha says that when the show started, it seems that that's when all of the drama started for her. Okay, when the show started, she says that, listen, I only signed up to do this show so that I can sing. That's all I care about. I'm not a reality star, none of that. I only signed up to sing. And if I would have known that it would have been this, girl, I would have never signed up. I wished I never would have signed up, is what she says. She says Tamika would always be her sister, okay, when it comes down to it. She says they will figure it out. Because she says at this time we're just going through a rough patch, and she says she wished people would allow them to figure it out. Now this is similar to what Coco has said as well when she did the interview with Carlos King. She said that she wished people would kind of like stay out of it and allow them to figure it out. But some part of me is like, y'all, I mean, don't worry about the people outside. Y'all make a decision on what it is that y'all want. Y'all go forward and work it out. Because here's my thing, and y'all let me know. Like, yeah, we discussed it, okay? You guys are celebrities, whether you're on this reality show or not, we were going to discuss it. We saw everything happen with B2K. We discussed it. It wasn't necessarily a reality show. I don't think that was, like, attached to it. So whatever's going on, like, the people going to talk about it. But at the end of the day, understand that a lot of what y'all are going through is because of actions of y'all. Period. The people just talking about it. So you don't have to worry about the people when it comes to making an apology and trying to make amends with your sister or your family member or whatever the case is, okay? You did something to Tamika, which resulted in Tamika calling out what she felt was her truth, right? And then you went on, you did different interviews. She went on, she did different interviews and stuff. You changed your number on her. She wasn't able to even contact you to begin with. Then here we are where you decide to put out a video, right? And you say all of this stuff or whatever you're going to say about your sister, whatever, that's how she is. Y'all know how she is. She be lying, whatever the case is. That resulted in her having to read you, collect you, get you together, make sure people know that she's not a liar, and that in her opinion, you're the one that's the liar, right? So it's like, these are things that y'all do. Don't be trying to put the people in y'all stuff. This is what y'all did. So every action from one of y'all resulted in another action, okay? So if y'all want to resolve it, y'all don't need us, okay? I feel like y'all didn't need us when y'all got all the BS started and got it all popping or whatever anyway. So do what you're going to do, okay? So don't be trying to put us in. You wish people would let y'all figure it out. Again, that's the same thing Coco said. So obviously she and Coco may be having conversations for them to figure that mess out, and or having conversations for Tamika and Tasha to figure that thing out and go forward. Now, Gary with the T hopped on. And he asked Tasha if she took the money because, he asked her, like, your sister said that you took some money or whatever. Like, I want to know, did you take the money? You also went on another interview and you talked about how you would give the money back. So, like, are you going to give it back? So he's asking the good questions that the people want to know. So LaTocha says, first of all, baby, okay, she says, I never said I would give back anything, okay? I see why Tasha made sure to debunk that, because if she's saying she didn't take it, then what does she look like saying she would give back? Because if you say you're going to give it back, then that's you admitting that you actually took something, right? So she says that she says, I didn't say I would give anything back. She says, I said I wanted my sister back. That's what I want. I wanted my sister back. But she says that she will give her the money if it would fix things. Now, see, y'all know what I got to do now. I got to go over here and y'all just bear with me, please, because I want to pull up what she said on the Queen's thing. So let me find that so I could play that, because I want to hear what she said. Because I'm like, did she say she want her sister back, or did she say she'll just give her the money back? So let's see what this clip is reading. Let me put something up here I'll use this one, okay? Let me use that one, and then we're going to sit up here. We're going to share the screen, girl, and then we about to go ahead and click on this and see what she's saying.
For a long time, and I think the misconception for me is that I'm a mean girl or that I'm a thief. You know, even with this $30,000 allegation from my sister, of which I've always wanted clarity since day one. I've called, I've reached out, I've sent voice messages, like to try to get clarity, because you're talking about something that happened 10 years ago that I know nothing of, and I'm finding out in seeing. So my thing is was this for a storyline or is this real life? Because in real life, me and my sister, we talk. And you're talking about 10 years ago, and I'm calling you, and if somebody accuses you of something, they should be able to talk to you about it. It's not even about the $30,000. It's about having my sister back. Like, I'll give you that. But at the end of the day, you need to talk to me. I don't.
Boom. So Tasha did say, she said it very quickly, so I understand why some people may not have heard that, because I didn't even hear that. So what she said real quickly was that she did want her sister back. But she was saying, as she said in the Rickey Smiley interview, if it's about the $30K, I'll give you the $30K, basically, if it's going to fix whatever issue or whatever we got going on. So she did say that, okay? I'm glad I played that back for clarification. What else? She says, she says she never took anything from her sister. They never took nothing, claiming she and her husband never took anything. I'm still finding that hard to believe, because I don't think that this girl would go and just make up receipts and all of that. You feel what I'm saying? So I just, I'm having a hard time, believing that. But if your sister is telling you to give her $30K and that's going to fix things, then I feel like go and fix those to give her the $30K so that y'all can fix things. Since that is what you said, and if that's what she wants, then give it to her. I do find it very interesting, though, in my personal. When this situation first happened, right? You didn't talk to your sister. You weren't reaching out. You changed your number on your sister, right? And this is coming from interviews of what they said. You changed your number. So now that we're here, you're getting the backlash from the people, and it's likely affecting your album sales and whatever else you got going on. Now you're trying to reach out and have a conversation and come to some type of resolve for the people. It's giving good luck. Let's keep going. So Rickey says, but her video showed, this is what he saying. He's like, but the video showed checks, okay? Checks and address changes and stuff. Checks where it says that your husband signed, Rocky signed it or whatever. And all Tasha says is, that's not true. That's all she says, okay? Now, Tasha does also goes on to say her sister, there was a question that was asked about the addresses. Somebody else asked a question about the addresses, like, well, there were some address changes. There was some stuff going on. Tasha says, no, first of all, my sister never lived in New York. This is what Tasha's saying. Tamika never lived with lived in New York. She says they all have lived with their mom. All of them, from Rocky to Tasha to Tamika, all have lived in the same household as her mom. This is what Tasha's saying. Now, the Brat says that Tamika didn't know who Edward Bivens was. And it's like, Brat, I think you asked that question inaccurately. I don't even know if y'all watch the content or if your interns watch it and then they feed y'all the questions, okay? And you could have been a little confused. But Tiny's mama was the one that did not know. It wasn't Tamika. So how she worded it, she just said she. Brat said she didn't know who Edward Bivens was, right? So because she didn't clarify which she was referring to, Tasha ended up saying that she was like, come on now. Come on. She didn't know who Edward Bivens was. Like, come on now, like Rocky. And then the Brat, like, girl, don't look at me, bitch. I don't know his name. I know him as Rocky. So when she said that, when Tasha was like, come on now, like, girl, she know who Rocky. She know his name, right? She may not have said it on air, but when she said that, for me, that does confirm one, that's his name. Two, that is the name that it appeared to be on the checks. And three, when I think about this mistress that y'all are, galloping over, jumping over, not addressing or whatever, it confirms whatever was in her phone as well. But anywho, Tasha did seem to be a little irritated in this interview with the questions and stuff. It was giving a bit rushed. They did not have a lot of time when it came down to Tasha having to sit down. And also Rickey Smiley. That's why I'm like, y'all must be getting this information from y'all interns and stuff. And I understand y'all probably super busy and stuff like that. So y'all probably didn't have that, because Rickey ended up talking about, it was like, He talking about it was an accountant on the show. He was like, yeah, she had an accountant in her video. And then the Brat was like, there wasn't no accountant. That was Tiny's mama. And hilarious. And he said, what? That white lady? It was hilarious to me. I'm like, yes, you don't know that she's mixed. Her daddy was black. Her mama's white. Hilarious. But anyway, okay. So the Brat also says this is where I feel like a lot of the grilling came in, because the Brat says that when they were younger, like Tamika would always have Tasha's back. And Tasha was definitely, to me, on the defense, because how she responded was like, yeah, and rightfully so. And, you know, and same for me. Like, yeah, I had her back too. Like, let's be clear about that. Like, she didn't say it like that, but that's how she said it. Like, she didn't say all of the words that I'm adding, but that's still like the tone. So then the Brat recalls Tasha being in charge of the girls because she was the oldest. So everybody would really just listen to whatever Tasha had to say, because Tamika was on her side. It would always kind of be like a 2-on-2. And it seems like she was alluding to the fact that Tiny just goes along with whatever. And I believe that because of how she shows herself up in the TV show, SWV and Xscape. She just, you know what I'm saying, just goes along with like, okay, well, yeah, all right then, like, yeah, whatever y'all want to do, okay. Like, she just be like hella nonchalant about stuff, but when Kandi wants to be vocal and add her opinion and nobody's really going along with her, then it could lead to a bit of frustration, right? So, the Brat says that, you know, Kandi always would feel slighted or hurt because everybody would really just take Tasha's side, right? So Tasha was like, slighted or hurt? Name a time when Kandi was slighted and hurt, right? So then the Brat does name a time. And she said, you remember we used to always go on tour, right? We used to do them tours and stuff. You remember that, right? So she says, I recall times when Kandi would kind of like be off to herself, like sad, you know what I'm saying? She and hurt because it was like nobody was really hearing her because everybody was really listening to you because you was in charge of the girls or whatever the case was. So Tasha says, no, like, yeah, I never recall her being sad at all on tour. Yikes. And Tasha was like, and are you saying that it was because of me that she was sad? And Brat says, I mean, where you were the leader and then your sister had your back, so it always would be like people would just go along with your side because it's already 2 against 2 or whatever. So it's like, y'all the sisters, you the leader of the group, so more than everybody would just go along with what you're saying, right? So Tasha says she's always been like the leader. She says, but like when it comes to my sister, like having my back, that's just how he is. Like that's how it was because that's how we were raised at the end of the day. Girl, right. But you're still overlooking the fact that it likely did create an issue for Miss Kandi because nobody was really, you know, listening to her because they were more so listening to you. So times when you felt like Kandi was feeling away because you were lead singing on songs that she was already lead singing on, I don't think it had nothing to do with the lead singing songs. I think it had more so to do with the fact that nobody would really take into consideration what she had to say sometimes because you was in charge of the girls, okay? Now, when she says that, and Tasha's like, well, you know, that's how we were raised or whatever. She says, but as far as, you know, making Kandi feel in a way, like, I don't recall. I'm not familiar with that. Basically, I don't know about that. Like having her feel slighted and hurt. Like, yeah, nah, you don't remember what you did to make Kandi feel slighted and hurt, but you recall Kandi feeling away when you would sing. So you remember that. Oh, she was jealous because you was singing, but you don't remember what you could have done to make her feel anyway. Got it. All right. So then Brat says, well, I'm only speaking from, you know, because Tasha was like, well, I don't really know about that, you know, whatever. And Brat was like, well, I'm just only speaking from what I witnessed, like what I know about, like what I seen with my eyes. Like, I can only talk about, you know, what I know for a fact, you know. So then Tasha says, oh, well, you know, I'm sorry. You know, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear she was hurt. Yikes. Oops. Okay. Oh, well, is what it was given. So Tasha says that she wants the group because the question was asked, like, you know, you got this album out and everything, but when it comes to the group, like, what is your hope for the group? And she says, I'm hoping we could get to a resolve. She says, I'm hoping we could get to a resolve and everybody sitting down and us all accepting accountability on our parts. She also apologizes. She says, I want to apologize because, you know, the fans, they don't really need all of this. She says, they don't need all of this. You know, I really just signed up to do a show. I'm only here to sing, you know, and that's it. You know, all this extraness, like the fans don't deserve that. She says, when it comes to my sister, she says, I've reached out to her. I've tried to talk to her. I've sent messages and everything. She said, it's not like I'm hiding from her. You know what I'm saying? She says, it's not like I'm hiding from her or running away from anything, because I'm not, you know. I'm trying. That's what she said. But I don't know how far I could take that when these girls just did interviews and they said that you changed the number. And the only person that had the number was Tiny. So now you're reaching out when the block is hot. Noted. Okay. So then she goes on to say that she's requesting prayers over judgment, basically. For all the people that got something to say, whatever the case is, pray for them, pray for her sister, pray for the group. She just asking for y'all prayers. And I don't know, Tasha. It's not, I mean, like, I still love your voice, you know. I like your music, you know, I love Xscape, but with this particular situation and watching it on the show, like, yeah, we do know that the show can edit you to be a certain way, but the show to me is only clarifying a lot of the things that we already heard a long time ago. So now we're able to, in my opinion, match what we see with what we heard. And now that you're coming to the front and your sister has accused you of some things, and now you want to have conversations and apologize after you've been exposed with the receipts, it makes me question the genuineness of it all and whether you're doing this just so that you can really get your family back. Because just a minute ago, you ain't care about that, right? Tamika was the one that wanted that relationship. We didn't really hear that that was really what you wanted. Are you doing this for your family to really get back on one accord, or are you doing this so that them album sales will get a little higher? You know what I'm saying? So that it doesn't do any further damage than what it's already doing to your solo career. I'm not sure. You know, I definitely wish y'all the best. I hope y'all figure it out. I'm sure y'all will figure it out at some point. You know, y'all will sit down and have those conversations, and likely that's going to be when the show is over. Okay, when the dust settles a little bit, I think you guys are going to be able to reemerge and, you know, have those proper conversations. And we'll see if you guys are going to be Xscape 4 or if it's going to continue to be Xscape 3 for a little bit longer. But, you know, definitely wishing y'all the best, you know. I do feel like you got bigger fish to fry outside of just your sisters. You know, you got to figure out this situation with your husband. Y'all can walk around and act like y'all unfazed all day. But this girl has put out a lot of stuff. And whenever Tasha drops the video for other people, it's probably going to be an even bigger situation, you know, once she drops it for the YouTube folks or whatever. But that's all that I got. I just wanted to come to y'all, give y'all this update on this interview because Tasha has responded after the sister has dropped these receipts. And I can imagine how many more interviews are going to come after that. And, you know, it's real interesting because you're supposed to be on a press tour to promote your album. But unfortunately, the press tour is really all about the allegations that are out there about you. It's really sad to see, you know, and definitely hate to hear it. Okay. But either way, good luck. That's all that I got. I'm Jamie. That's me, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.